bourbon whiskey.
I feel like we really missed Dan with this episode.
What did we miss, Tom?
A big part of a big underlying part of our podcast. People are always like, "Oh yeah, you guys are the craft beer guys," but what they don't like really pay attention to is how much we talk about fast food and
Yeah.
and our love for fast food. And we really had a chance to do Kentucky Fried Chicken on this episode,
Get
and
like the KFC chicken sandwich while we have Kentucky bourbon whiskey and a Kentucky double IPA. My stomach cannot handle that episode.
we would have to take the next 3 days off of work.
Ta, 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 ta.
Um, I would do a full I would do the classic bucket of chicken. Because I really do I think that we've strayed away. We've strayed away from the classics. And every fast food place is trying to be get that new hip, everybody has the chicken sandwich now, and
Yeah.
people forget about how good the original recipe is. Get
Oh,
an
of
extra
course.
crispy original recipe.
Oh,
of,
extra. Yeah. Regular or extra crispy, either one.
you can go both, you can double it up.
Oof. Oof.
um but you can, do a 4-piece, a biscuit, some mashed taters.
Mashed taters.
It's a solid it's a solid play. And I feel like that's what I think I would, if we did Kentucky Fried Chicken on the episode, I would do that, like a full dinner with the napkin tucked in, and just see me gnawing into a chicken thigh.
There was like an element to those mashed taters that could never be replicated at home or at any other restaurant, fast food
You
or otherwise.
So you don't think that instant mashed potatoes taste very Kentucky Fried Chicken-y?
Depends on which ones. I mean, I haven't gotten that. It's like that pepper that's in the
Oh,
mashed.
okay. Yeah, yeah, they just zhuzh it up a little bit.
There's like an element of black pepper that I have tried with like a grinder. I've tried with like the very light pepper that, the shaking pepper or
Right.
grinder. I've
Mhm,
tried all sorts of black pepper there, and I
mhm.
cannot replicate the pepperiness of a KFC mashed tater.
Um, okay, yeah, I guess I can kinda see where you're going there. It is, in essence, they're instant mashed potatoes. They just use
Yeah,
dehydrated mashed potatoes.
I know, but I don't know what it is. It's like, is there a secret recipe that I'm missing?
From the Yeah, I took some charity this week, Dan.
Yeah.
Um, I think the big thing is you can't replicate that gravy.
That too, the gravy is also, come I it what I think it does is just it comes out of some sort of giant insect under the KFC, and it's just coming out the butt, and, like, that they're feeding that to us
That's
as
the Ken
gravy.
that's the Kentucky cryptid, is
It's just a giant, like, queen alien that's just
yeah,
spewing gravy out of its
it's
butt.
named the gravy stangle or something. It's it looks like a giant cockroach, but but they milk it like a cow.
The the Louisville gravy worm.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. If we've learned anything from these our cryptid segment, is that there's not a whole lot of creativity to them.
They're straight to the punch, it's a
Yeah.
worm, it shits gravy.
Yeah.
You guys say more.
Yeah. He's like, this guy leaves a trail of boogers. That's Booger Nose Jones. Cryptid.
Yeah, the tale of Booger Nose Jones.
Uh Nikki, that's a great question. Um I have not. There are plenty of opportunities around here to milk a cow.
Yeah, the
Um,
the opportunities have definitely presented themselves.
we have, yeah.
I mean,
uh,
we did have a 4-H club in our school.
yeah.
That's how
Uh,
that's how old we were. Do they still
Yeah.
do 4-H? Is that still a thing?
I think I think they do. I don't think they have the cow. I
Who?
bet the hands from these aren't laboring hands.
Yeah,
They're
well, that's
not.
what I mean. You probably have the hands for it. They're nice and soft. They probably like cows probably
True.
gravitate towards Tom. Tom has
Yeah.
very supple hands.
I keep my hands like
It's my milking hands.
yeah, I keep my hands like the villain in Of Mice and Men keeps a glove filled with Vaseline.
Oh, I forgot about whoa, what a obscure reference, but
Oh, no.
I definitely remember it now.
Oh yeah, that imprinted in my mind. Like,
That was such a weird thing, man. I was like, Steinbeck, man, what the
yeah,
fuck?
we read that in high school, and I'm like, I know exactly what he's doing that for. Like, that's wild. He's
I
like
know.
back in like the 1800s, like, well,
That was the 1930s, Tom, and
was it
Steinbeck was
1930s?
yeah, it was
Well,
the Great Depression.
well, it was down south in the 1930s, so it was essentially the 1800s. Keep my hand in a glove filled with Vaseline. I keep it soft for my wife, for my future wife.
Ugh.
Does it look like the TikTok logo? It's the Philadelphia 76ers.
Yeah, that's oof.
Yeah, I'm doxing myself now. I live somewhere in the general Philadelphia area, the greater
Yeah.
Philadelphia area. Does that look like what's the TikTok logo look like?
It's not that. It's not that.
Oh no, isn't it that little like it does you know what? It does kind of look like it, right? Because isn't it like a music note kind of
Yeah, a little bit.
logo?
TikTok logo.
It's like
You
the
know,
TikTok logo backwards.
it's like if you were mirrored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I get it. Not a huge TikTok supporter.
Yeah,
especially
now
not
China's in my computer. I gotta turn this off.
But look, hey, if TikTok wants us to like be sponsored and wear their stuff, we can be bought.
Yeah, we've been bought before.
Yeah, we're not above, selling out to China. I mean, if LeBron James can do it, I'll do it.
If Levante can make cloudy and cumbersome in China,
Yeah,
that. If craft beer can be made in China, then
that's true.
count us in.
If John Cena can do it, I will Bing Chling whenever they need me to. Paid in yen. I'll tell you, I'll be paid in yen. I don't care. I'll buy all the Temu I need. Most of my office is outfitted with Temu. Have we seen have we done that video on here? John Cena's Chinese commercial, Bing Chilling.
No, we've not.
Bing Chilling.
Should we do this before we enter the stream here?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Well, now we're
enter the audio.
Yeah, what before we enter the audio or after?
Or should we put this in the audio?
You want to do it?
Let's do it pre-audio. It's we're going to be talking heavy on Kentucky. We've got we already started the Kentucky Fried Chicken. We're going to be talking Kentucky bourbon. We're going to be talking Kentucky breweries. I don't know how many times I'm going to say Kentucky before I start like just like stroking out, just like yeah.
All right, Dan, here you go. Bing Chilling.
Right.
Oh. And it's on TikTok. It's a YouTube short that's being it's a
simulcasted.
Yeah.
Cross-posted.
There it is. That's the one.
That's
here we go.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。对，早上
冰淇淋。
What's Bing Chilling? What is it?
我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。对，
Bing Chilling.
What is it?
It's ice cream.
Oh, it's ice cream?
Yeah, don't you it's weird. You just see a floating ice cream, right?
Yeah, it's just a talking floating ice cream.
Yeah.
早上好，中国！现在我有冰淇淋，我很喜欢冰淇淋。但是速度与激情就比冰淇淋速度与激情就我最喜欢。所以现在是音乐时间，准备1、2、3，2个礼拜以后。 速度与激情就2个礼拜以后，
Was this
速
like
度与
the
激情
release
就
tour for Fast and Furious
2个
9?
礼拜以
Yeah.
后，
He's selling out hard.
速度与激情就不要忘记，不要错过去电影院看《速度与激情九》，因为非常好电影，动作非
Do you
常
think he really
好，
knows Mandarin?
差不多一样。冰淇淋再见。
Bing Chiling. But we did learn something today, Dan. Bing Chiling, not a brand, just means ice cream.
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, is it a brand? But no, just ice cream. It's him singing about ice cream in Fast and Furious 9.
Next time I go to like a sushi place, I'm gonna be like, I'll have that red bean Bing Chiling, please. How about the
Yeah.
green tea Bing Chiling?
You're gonna be like you're gonna be that meme of the white lady at a taco restaurant saying muy bueno or gracias,
Yeah.
por favor.
There was
I'll have
a-
another margarita, por favor.
There's a great video of a black guy at a sushi restaurant. And the guy hands him his sushi and he's like, gracias, gracias. It's really funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, you don't want to enter my algorithm, Dan.
Your algorithm sounds terrible.
You wouldn't last a day in this prison. All right. Nobody even noticed that I went to the fridge and back in like a split second. As fast as I've moved in years, Dan.
Yeah, don't hurt yourself over there.
I'm trying not to. All right. Let's go live because we got some drinking to do.
Oof.
Yo. Welcome back, everybody. I gotta do something about this chair.
Got a little WD-40 you need?
Yeah, I got. You know what? It's never with not an arm's length away, Dan.
Yeah, mine's right behind me.
Yeah, I get a WD-40 this chair. It's just like every movement, I feel like the mic's picking it up. But yeah, we're back, guys. Welcome back to the greatest podcast to exist in the history of podcasts, internationally acclaimed, Cindy Crawford approved podcast of hops, high fives, and friendship. I am your host, the crispiest of boys, the crowd killer. I'm definitely gonna be crowd killing tonight.
Dude, I was crowd killing over the weekend. Oof.
Crowd killer of Crispies, it's Tom.
And I'm your other host, the Hot Master General, the Royersford Rattlesnake.
And Daniel?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh hell yeah. Squeaky chair screams Kentucky. Okay, I can see that. Like the creaky
Like a rocking chair on the front of it.
while
front of a-
banjo's playing.
Ooh, yeah. Little
You know, on a front porch.
sipping some bourbon.
Yeah, out in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we did take a little bit of their name. Go
Yeah.
further out west.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Well, welcome back. We are back on the road. We didn't think you didn't think we were going to keep doing it, but here we are.
We're back.
We're out of the original 13. We had to do Vermont. I mean, that was just a necessary evil.
Yes.
And we're continuing on. We've hit the bourbon belt. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but it is still the year of our Lord, Jamie Josta. It's 2020 hard 4 still. We are traveling to, I mean, you can see it in the background here. Somewhere in there. Yeah, we're going to Kentucky. And we got some great Kentucky hardcore, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, just first try.
Yeah.
And I mean, we had some issues with Vermont, and coming out of the New England states, especially after being just enamored with all the hardcore from Massachusetts, Connecticut, and all those other states, Vermont kind of let us down there.
Yeah. I mean, their hardcore was just like a Fish song that isn't 4 hours and 30 minutes long.
It was 10 variations that of the band Fish. Fish had so many Fish side projects. Oh, dude,
but
couldn't take it.
But we did get a pretty gnarly hardcore band out of Vermont.
Oh yeah, we ended up finding one.
Yeah. But it's 2020 Hard 4. We are the best friends podcast in the world, and we are starting right now.
Suffocate! Eclipsing light! Shine on by every mistake! The waves will wash your cries in the storm of your restless eyes! Watching pride will survive! Are you conscious behind the night?
Oh man, back to the hard 4 now. Back to the beatdown hard 4.
It's pop culture hardcore.
It is. It's crazy.
Yeah. That was Suffocate off the new Knocked Loose album. That is You Won't Go Before You're Supposed to. So yeah, that's Knocked Loose, I feel like it's like Knocked Loose and who's the other? Turnstile have like entered the mainstream.
Yeah, the mainstream hardcore. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's not like the vocals aren't like growly, too like, it's a little bit more of a higher pitch scream. I think.
It's a little bit more articulated too. Like it's clear and understandable. Like
Yeah, it's very Gen Z hardcore.
it is very. It's crazy seeing like older bands now becoming like Gen Z bands too. Like going back to our new metal year. Limp Bizkit, big in the Gen Zers now, and Deftones. Like
Yeah.
I have seen more Deftones memes in the last 2 years than I've seen my entire life as a Deftones fan.
Yeah, they have been Deftones have really become like part of like the zeitgeist. That's what I was looking for.
There you go.
Yeah.
I call it Jimmy Jr. music.
Jimmy Jr. music.
Are you familiar with Bob's Burgers?
Yes.
So Jimmy Pesto Jr.?
Yes.
You ever see like the videos of him dancing with
Yeah.
like the headphones on? Like that's Jimmy Pesto Jr. music right there.
There you go. It's the reason why we have to pay $450 for nosebleeds to see the Deftones now. Yeah. I mean, it's why like Tool tickets are very expensive now. A lot of these like meme bands. I was actually very shocked how reasonably priced Creed was. The Creed tickets were
Oh yeah.
extremely reasonably priced.
Oh, of course. I mean, we are seeing them on a Monday night.
True. It's true. This is true, Dad.
If they were unreasonable, Monday would be a factor.
Yeah. Well,
Holy
I
shit,
mean,
they're that much and it's on a Monday.
I think I correct Dylan, you're out there listening. Correct me if I'm wrong. We saw Incubus on a Tuesday.
Oh, the club went up on a Tuesday? Look at you.
Yeah. It was either a Tuesday or a Thursday, like still during the week. But yeah, we digress. All right, everybody. Dan, I was listening back to last week's episode.
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while I do some QC, and I was listening. One of my podcasts ended, and I had like 5 minutes until I got to work. I was like, let's see how the old podcast is sounding. I threw it on. The lo-fi in the background makes a huge difference.
Oh yeah, of course.
We put it on as just kind of a joke, but makes it kind of tolerable to sit through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked it. Enough tooting our own horns. Follow, rate, review, guys. Give us a follow on all major podcast platforms. Give us a rating. Dan, what is that rating?
That is 5-star party, baby.
And as always, you guys know, if you want to give us a little support, the best way to support us is to give us a review. Choose a review on Apple Podcasts. You can give us a review. The new cool thing, the hip cool thing, is on Spotify. They let you leave comments for individual episodes.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. We love to see it. It's a great thing to have. I really enjoy. We have one person that does it. You know, we'll call a spade here. We're not, breaking any records for, listenership, but I don't know what's going on here.
We got old reliable. We got old reliable.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have Stevie Johansson, the bit, the original bit. He left us a comment. Leaves us a comment on every episode. Last week's episode hit us with a nice haiku, Dan.
You're a haiku.
Yeah. Haiku for Korean Rumspringa. Need the Plex password. Reviews Dan's web history. Treehouse Riley Reed.
What happened in that episode?
I don't remember. It's like I need to start writing things down because every episode I am trying to remember what we did so I can name.
It's a clean slate after every time. It's like
it really is.
Treehouse Riley Reed. What the fuck happened?
That's your search history. Oh man. But yeah, so leave us a comment. We see how much we enjoy those. And as always, if you want to support us monetarily, there's two ways to do it. You can go to our Instagram.com/ getting ahead of myself, going to Twitch already. Instagram, it's at Best Friends Pod. Go on to our bio. There's a link there. Takes you to a listener support section. You can donate a couple bucks. Great for you, great for us. If you want the best way to support us monetarily, that is Daniel.
That is sub with Prime.
If you have an Amazon Prime account, which who doesn't these days, you can link it to your Twitch account because Amazon bought Twitch and is slowly ruining it. But you can get a couple months free, ad-free watching, twitch.tv/@bestpresidents. Wait, no, that's YouTube. Instagram.
It's okay, Tom. Tom, take a breath. Take a breath. It's okay. We haven't even gotten to the bourbon yet.
Twitch.tv/bestfriendspod. There we go. I don't know where I keep getting this at, but whatever. We are, as always, a part of the Hopped Up Network. Hopped Up Network is an ever-growing group of independent craft beer podcasts, much like our own. If you like our podcast, you might like some of the others on the network. Check them out, www.hoppedupnetwork.com, Instagram at Hopped Up Network. All right, Dan, let's get into this thing.
Good recovery, Tom.
Yeah, we did. We did see it on them on Tuesday.
On
Downtown isn't Philly either, so Ticks get that bourbon. That's true. We are still seeing them at technically a stadium, which I thought would drive the price up a little bit more. We're not seeing them at was it Croc Rock in Allentown?
It was the Croc Rock. Yeah, they also had the Sterling Hotel and
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Oh shit. Tom hit his power button. Oh, he's back.
Man, we are off to a real hot start.
I was like, oh shit, he hit his power button.
Yeah, I just hit the back button. All right, so we're off to a hot start here for Kentucky. But yeah, guys, we are back. We're on the
We haven't even
road
gotten the
to-
booze out, man. Come on.
no, we are on the road to drinking across Old Glory. And this is our favorite part, honestly.
Oh,
Just got three things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
oh, it's so awesome.
I feel like this one, this will really resonate with our, that'll really hit for our Kentucky fans. All the Kentucky fans that we're going to Kentucky incoming.
What?
Wow. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. I think we're gonna like Kentucky. I mean,
Yeah.
I like a lot of things from Kentucky, and we're drinking 2 of them today. So.
Yeah. So I think the hopes are high for Kentucky here. We originally thought like, hey, Kentucky, Tennessee, we're in the bourbon belt. Why don't we just review some bourbon? But then I thought to myself, man, I feel like I know a Kentucky brewery, and I did. And that's what we're going to be featuring tonight. So we're going to be featuring, do you want to bring it up, and then we'll get into I think we should pour this, and then we should get into our little segment that we're going to do, Dan.
Yeah, let's wet our whistle with this beer, and then we'll get to.
Yeah. So we're going to be doing Against the Grain. I mean, that was the first one that came to mind. I didn't even look up any other Kentucky breweries because I was like,
I completely forgot this was Kentucky, and I have been drinking this beer for almost 10 years.
yeah. Yeah. This is one, and we put it in our Instagram description. God tier label makers. All their labels are spectacular. I think this is the reason why we started drinking this beer.
Yeah, label shopping, 100%.
Yeah, you're walking down an aisle and you see this label, and you're like, wow, what a cool label. You can't not buy this. Double dry hop, double IPA with this label, and it's, I think, exclusively Citra, correct? Yep, brewed with Citra.
Exclusively. Well, no, there's 5 pounds of Centennial in that bad boy too.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're going to be doing for our audio listeners who aren't looking at this, we're doing Citra Ass Down by Against the Grain out of Louisville, Kentucky. This beer is not candy or mother's milk. It is not brewed by Gypsy or Alien, nor does it contain any zombie dirt.
Dude,
Wow,
throwing
a lot of
so much shade.
A lot of shade, man. This is an American style IPA brewed with Citra hops. It is citrusy, sticky, hoppy, and delicious. Simply drink it and enjoy it. Don't hoard this beer. Citra ass down and drink it now. Online description. This is a very hop forward American style IPA brewed with pale Vienna, Munich, and wheat malt for a solid base, and all American hops, focusing mainly on the variety Citra. Citra hops are a relatively new variety introduced in 2008. It was bred as a hybrid of a number of different hops, including Hellertal Mittelfrüh, U.S. Tetternang, East Kent Golding, Bavarian, Brewer's Gold, and other unknown hops. The resulting hop Citra has a distinct citrusy and tropical fruit flavor and aroma. In Citra S Down, we used American Columbus for bittering and an 11 of number 11. I don't know.
11
pounds. There it is of Citra, and at the end of the boil for late kettle addition flavor and aroma. Then we added 6 more pounds of Citra and 5 pounds Centennial post fermentation for aroma, rebrewed for your tasting pleasure.
Yeah, this beer slaps.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to crack this, and then as we crack this and pour this, we'll tell you what we're doing special for the Bourbon Belt, Dan.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
get a little crack here.
We got a little one here. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me grab a beer here.
Yep.
Ooh, ice cold. Look at that label.
Yeah, it's a beauty. It's a real Butte Clark.
Alright.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh boy. That was the one.
Having a little
was-
trouble there?
It was the one that I dropped, Dan. I pulled the one that I dropped. I pulled the one that I dropped. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god, Dan.
Did not choose wisely.
Nope. Oh.
It's everywhere.
Oh my god. Dan. Oh. Well, I am drenched.
Soaked
Ah.
over there.
Yeah, I'm so moist right now. Oh man. All right. Yeah, so yeah, I dropped one of these and I put it aside. And because one of them fell out of the ring.
Oof.
Yeah. And what happened was I put it on the door of the fridge and I was like, I'm putting it here so I don't give this to Dan. And I'll drink it later. But then what happened, Dan, was because I bought this last week. Forgot that ever happened. Luckily, I didn't give it to you. But that's the one that I grabbed.
He just had a TikTok. Just a bomb waiting to go off there.
And now I took a Farkas bath.
You took a Citra bath over there.
Yeah, I got real Farkasy with it.
He's texting you right now. He's like, you smell something?
Tom, come over. Don't change your shirt.
Don't change your shirt.
Leave the sweatshirt on. All right. Well, I got some in the glass here.
There you go.
All right. Yeah, let's step into this and then we'll get into our little taster.
Yep.
Daniel, Slancha. All right. I mean, it looks beautiful.
Oh yeah. Also had this. I pulled this up while we were getting the beer ready. So this is Citra down in 2016. Drinking this. Yeah, it's almost been like a decade. I basically searched Citra in my phone and found every beer that had Citra written in it.
Yeah, I don't know when I had to have checked this. Yeah, I checked this in, Dan. I checked this in November of 2015.
There you go.
Yeah. Gave it a 4.25.
Solid rating.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So because we're in the bourbon belt, the original idea was to
We were gonna shift the entire episode. We were
gonna
stray away from craft beer.
Yeah, and we're gonna sip some bourbon. That was the whole idea. And we were like, you know what? We remembered that that Against the Grain is in Kentucky, and we had to feature that one. So we didn't want to stray too far away from bourbon. So we're like, you know what? What's the next best thing we could do?
Old Citywide, Tom.
The old Citywide, a shot in a beer. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be the exact way that you do a Citywide because, it's usually shitty whiskey and shitty beer. I mean, shitty beer in the sense of the eye of the beholder.
It's shitty whiskey and a macro beer.
Yeah. So we're going to do a shot in a beer.
We're gonna do a little Louisville Citywide here.
Yeah. So we're gonna do Dan, you have a whiskey over there that you're gonna do, a bourbon or a whiskey?
Yeah, so I've got Bullet Bourbon, Frontier whiskey from Louisville. So
Wow.
I'm staying within the city limits for this. Tom, I don't know how difficult this was for you, but how many shot glasses did you have readily available?
0, and I'm going to tell you why I didn't even search, Dan, because much like you, I am a sucker for a theme, and I'm staying with a Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, Dan. I have a Jim Beam plastic pipe.
Yes. Oh,
Now-
plastic pipe. Where did you find that in an alleyway on your way home from work?
Yes, actually. So I have plenty of nice whiskeys over here behind me. I have this because I have cooked with it.
Oh,
I make a bourbon pecan pie.
oh, so that's the secret ingredient there.
Yes.
Plastic bottle Jim Beam.
You just use it's most I mean the alcohol is getting cooked off.
Yeah.
So you use a shitty bourbon and I mean it works. So I still have this. So I was like,
What's the last
only-
time you made a pecan? Was it last year?
Yeah. So what Thanksgiving's in like a week?
So almost a year
ago. Yeah, a
Yeah.
year ago. So with this, you don't need it's almost insulting to pour this into a shot glass.
Yeah, I couldn't find a shot glass. I'm way too refined for shot glasses now, Tom.
Yeah.
As opposed to old plastic bottle Tommy over there.
I'm gonna use old Life's God shot glass.
I got a sifter from Resurgent Whiskeys. Yeah. Nice little
Yeah. All right. Well,
hold on.
the only way to do this, I mean, this is shot in a beer isn't a sipping shot. It's a down the hatch and drink your beer.
It kind of sucks because I really want to sip this.
Well, Dan, you should have thought a year ahead like me. All right.
All right,
Daniel.
Tom. This is why I didn't pregame this one.
All right. Bottoms up.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say you had it worse off than I did
Oh, it's fire water.
because Bullet's one of my favorites. So I
Yes.
took what I had a very enjoyable shot in a beer there.
I'll tell you what, though.
What's that, Tom?
The Citra that down mixes really well with the bourbon.
Yeah, so I think it's like that the pine of the traditional
Centennial.
double dry hopped like American IPA, just that pininess of them boiling the hops in the kettle and just getting that sticky resinous like pine just goes so well with the bourbon. Bourbons are inherently a sweeter whiskey anyway, so it
Right.
kind of almost has a nice balance of pine and sweetness there.
Yep. So let us talk about this beer now. Because obviously we went over our check-ins like a couple of real turds.
Yeah, we did.
But we obviously this has been like a mainstay in our rotation of beers. Especially back in like 2015, 2016, a imperial double IPA.
Oh, dude, I was deep in I was in the IBU wars then, man. I was in the foxhole.
But I mean, that wasn't like a big, like a huge thing. Like, obviously, like it was a big deal when like I'm trying to think some of like the imperial IPAs that were out, like Dirt Wolf.
Yeah, Dirt Wolf was up in there. It was man, that year, those years were, high ABV, high test started really coming back again. Like
Yeah.
in double IPA form.
Yeah. That was definitely like that was, man, I'm gonna beat this dead horse, but
Do
it
it.
was a
Beat it.
real it was a time when Allen really thrived.
I was gonna say you're beating a dead horse. I was like, man, you're real Derby, real Kentucky, staying true to it here.
Staying on brand.
Yeah.
It was very much like a time where it was like you were searching out beers that were high ABV. You wanted those like Belgian triples, Belgian quads,
Yes.
like high imperial stouts, the more like bang for your buck beers,
Yeah.
a golden monkey, that was the I'm going to get a 6-pack of golden monkey and I'm going to forget about tonight.
Yep. Dirt Wolf too, man. Oh,
Yeah.
Dirt Wolf was I remember like my now wife, but like back in the day dating, like we'd wake up in the morning after having a couple beers and she'd be like, "You smell like Dirt Wolf." She's like, "You are you're sweating IPA.
It's seeping through your pores. You're like, hop, Master General.
Yep. It was the IBU fucking PTSD, man. I just kept drinking them. I loved them so much. Sweating it.
Yeah. This is, I mean, wonderful.
Just
It
a
drink-
classic.
Yeah, it drinks super smooth for being, you know, almost 9%. Double IPA. It has that like that very like nostalgic American IPA flavor.
Yes.
But with a nice like citrusy undertone from that Citra. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like crazy, like in your face Citra.
Yeah, no, it's got a very nice dry bitter finish on it.
Yeah.
Definitely like not a cloying one here. It just has a nice just dry like snap to it, like a pine, like that pininess.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful beer.
Yeah. Super drinkable. It's available. I mean, most of our listeners, outside of our advanced AI Twitch Angel, are local to us.
Yeah.
You can find it pretty much anywhere. Like, I just went to my local distributor and they were like, "Yep, there's some on the shelf right over here."
Yeah, they can find it pretty easily, and they
Yeah.
seem to reply to their
Yep. So that's what I was getting at, is we sent out a message to the brewery. Just kind of, I was like, you know, I'm tired of like going into different stores. Untapped is unreliable for like
Yeah.
the find a beer thing. And I'm tired of just going into stores and like hoping to find a beer that we're looking for. So I reached out to so I reached out to the brewery. Just, you know, some breweries are more responsive than others. Just saying like, hey, we're in the Philly area. We're going to do an episode featuring this beer. Do you guys have like, do you know where we can find it? And they sent us a list of distributors in the area
That's
where
awesome.
you can find it. Like great, you know, and you know, responded like they want to. Hopefully, they want to be able to hear the episode, and you know, super cool of them. So, you know, that's all appreciated. Found this right away. Found it early in the week. I was like, I'm getting ahead of this thing.
Yeah, you really got ahead of it on this, and we talked about, you know, the label being, we were attracted to it, big
Yeah.
label shoppers. Checking out their website,
Yeah.
which is atgbrewery.com. These are definitely guys that we'd hang out with.
Just bros. just
Dude, these guys are I was like, this could be us in there at some point. Like, these could be like friends of ours. Like, they seem to have fun, and that's what I like to see. Like, a brewery that is just about having fun, like making, being light about the industry. It's not, they're professional in that they make amazing beers, but man, looking at them, like, they know how to have a good time.
Bunch of best friends hanging out. Are they the best friends? No, we've laid
No.
claim to that title.
Yes.
But you know, looks like a bunch of best friends hanging out, you know, brewing beer together. So they're the brewery started from a deep-seated love for exceptional beer and a sheer joy of savoring it. It came to life in 2011, ignited by industry stalwarts Sam Cruz, Jerry Nagy, Andrew Ott, and Adam Watson. Their vision was to introduce Louisville to an exhilarating array of beer styles that not only tantalized the taste buds, but also fostered a tight-knit community of beer aficionados, all united in the pursuit of good times. I mean, that'd be definitely something we would, if we started a brewery, that would be what it's all about.
Oh, of course.
So they started in downtown Louisville for their flagship location at Slugger Field, which has been the epicenter of creativity, pouring forth over 650 distinct brews crafted under the watchful eye of brewmaster Jerry, with Jerry orchestrating the magic in our 15-barrel Victorian-style brew house and Sam spinning tales of our journey, we've become a beacon of innovation, injecting vibrant hues into a once monochromatic brewing landscape, forever altering Louisville's brew culture. Jerry and his team concoct an eclectic range of brews spanning 6 main styles: session, hop, whim, malt, dark, and smoke. So they have a real brew philosophy here.
Yeah. So if you go into their, like Meet the Family on their website, they kind of go into session, hop, and malt and all
Yeah.
that. Like, and it's cool because the artwork is fantastic for, like, we talked about the artwork for this this beer. Their artwork for the entire brewery and their branding is exactly like this beer.
Yeah, it's all similar. Yeah, yeah. And we are a as much as we say we're a sucker for label shopping, they have continuity. I mean, it's what
Yeah,
drew us to
overall branding
Yeah.
is just spectacular.
yeah, it's what drew us to places like Workhorse.
Yeah.
A continuity with their branding is it's always something that's nice to see. We talked about it with Richie a couple weeks ago, where he's going to have continuity with his branding, and he talked about that, where he's kind of like storyboarding, the whole story behind Space Cadet
Oh yeah.
through his labels, which is, I mean, that's super cool. So they started a production facility in the Portland neighborhood, with the capacity to brew copious amounts of beer and package them in our distinct 16-ounce tall boy cans, which, I mean, I guess the label's distinct. I don't know how distinct the cans are.
I
Maybe
mean,
they were distinct back in the day.
Yeah, I would say probably back in 2011 when they started, or 2015 when they started
Mhm.
doing this, like 16-ounce cans started just becoming
Yeah.
very popular. And I guess they do. I mean, these are a distinct wrap. It's a full up to the neck wrap
Yep.
for these beers. And yeah, I mean,
So
guess-
this label has changed. I feel like I remember it not being. Dan, was your picture the same? I feel like I remember this being a little bit different. I
no,
don't.
it
Was
is
it
the same.
It was the same.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's got a little more artwork around it here. I'll bring up the.
Was it a full wrap then?
It was a full wrap.
Hmm.
But like there's some artwork around the neck of the beer that are at the top that you don't see.
There you go. Yeah. So they went
They
so
also put that yellow around the citras down at the bottom and everything. So, it's gotten a little cleaner.
yeah, so that's the label now, if you can see, because I'm doing this stupid
Here.
background.
There you
Stupid
go.
goddamn background, ruining everything.
There you go. So you can see there's subtle differences. Like Against the Grain, they're trying to get the brand of the name of business out there a little bit more. The citras down is, all down here.
Which I think is a smart
Yellow.
move. I like
It is.
the Against the Grain more prominent.
Yeah, it definitely helps to get convey their brand a little bit more than that was previously. So yeah, I mean subtle changes, but still pretty good. Tom, I don't know if you remember this beer, but I remember trying to find this because of liking Citras Down so much.
Lager?
And
A beer?
no, you get this one's the. I remember seeing this one and just being like, I have to find it. This one was called
the brown note.
the brown note. Like I remember this label for this American brown ale and just being like, oh my God, I have to find this. The brown ale to end all brown ales.
I wonder if we can get these guys on. I feel like we'd have a good episode with them.
Yeah, they seem fun.
Yeah, just like have them send us a sampler and like just go through it. Like brown ale, man, name the brown note.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they really ship a lot of Citras Downs, obviously their flagship, and then they have an American premium lager called lager, a beer? Question mark?
Yeah, so with them, I think they said they're like, yeah, the Our beers, like it started with like it was the hoppy beers, it
Mhm.
was session beers, and then also stouts.
Okay.
Whew. And that's what they that's kind of like the hop session whim like those philosophies.
Okay.
And like dark malt. They had smoke too because they have on here a interpretation of a traditional Bamberg style lager, which is similar to Croydon is Burning. That's that
Mhm.
smoked Bamberg style lager. They do one of those as well.
Interesting. Yeah, I feel like I feel like we need to reach out to these guys and be like, hey, we kind of need to do an episode with them.
Yeah, we want to talk to these guys. They seem
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, dude, they're if you go to their meet the team, from former goat wranglers to space oddities, it takes a group of individuals to make events against the grain, the dark humored beacon of fart jokes it is. I mean, come on.
Oh, come on, man.
Our whole podcast is just beer and fart jokes.
Yeah, it's beer and dick and fart jokes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the basic. That's our I mean, that's our like our company motto. Like that's our
Yeah, it's tattooed on my lower back. I don't know if it's tattooed on yours.
craft beer and dick and fart jokes.
Yeah. I wanted to commemorate this podcast, and there was only one part of my body I could tattoo that would commemorate this
So
podcast.
that's our mission statement is
Yep.
a podcast of craft beer and dick and fart jokes.
And you could see it on my back every time I bend over for a keg at the tap room.
Every time you recreate the brown note label.
Dan, is that a thong?
I'm going whale watching. All right. So let's get into a little bit of Kentucky here, Dan.
Yeah, let's briefly go over some facts about Kentucky. It's a state with a lot going on, so we'll try and condense this as best as possible because there's so much to talk about with Kentucky.
Yeah. So, much like a lot of our podcasts, you know, we start broad and then we kind of condense down. Where we've really honed in, and Nat Geo Kids is really just the epicenter of state knowledge.
I can't wait till we get a sponsorship from Nat Geo Kids where we can make a Nat Geo Kids commercial on the podcast.
I don't know how up to date they are. I mean, all of their census data is from 2015, so I don't know how much they are.
It isn't the best information, but it is the best information at the same time.
So, Kentucky, their nickname is the Bluegrass State, and you can see that right there. Kind of, I can't move out of the way enough.
In the postcard, yes, it is the Bluegrass State for that.
They are the 15th state ratified in 1792. Need a Nat Geo Kids jingle. That is, man, we need some kind of like PBS show.
Could we get AI to just write like a Nat Geo jingle? Isn't there like a software that just writes music?
Yes, I'm sure we can. I know I was meaning to ask Greg. I know he does some AI artwork for their podcast episodes. I want to see what he uses, what programs he's using. We can find some kind of Nat Geo Kids, like PBS Kids show style.
Oh, he's got a link for music.
Oh my God! Yes, thank you, Greg.
Oh man, the next state's gonna roll. I'm sorry, Kentucky, but
yeah, it needs to be something like Arthur, Magic School Bus, like one of those like educational, tricking kids into watching educational stuff.
Magic School Bus and what was it, Arthur, just had like these very obscure yet somehow like Caribbean / Jamaican jams.
Arthur's intro is a banger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, hey. What a wonderful day.
I was like, man, I could go into it. I could go into a diatribe right now, but
Oh
I'm
my
gonna,
god.
I'm gonna
It
swing
is
it back. I'm swinging it back to Kentucky, baby.
absolute banger. All right. So population as of 2015, it's 4 million, about 4.5 million. Not sure what it is today, but well, I'm sure it's somewhere hovering in the 4.5 to 5 million range.
Yeah.
Um,
And here's a thing that we see with a lot of states, and I think like we see it in our own here, being from Pennsylvania, capital being Frankfort, Kentucky. Have you ever heard of Frankfort, Kentucky?
no, but I'm assuming that's where the hot dog was made, the Frankfurter.
Dude, it's like when people think Pennsylvania, they think Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But it's Harrisburg. And then their biggest city, Louisville. I mean, Louisville's all we know about Kentucky.
Yeah. 4.5 million. They do have a wonderfully named university. I would say outside of the University of Kentucky might be the biggest one in the state. Moorhead University. Moorhead. I actually stayed.
It's just repeat it. You repeat. You're like Moorhead.
Mhm. Say it again. Moorhead. I actually stayed. I went down to Kentucky in college for a TV shoot, and we stayed we stayed on the Moorhead campus because where we were shooting was like right there. It was a lake right there.
So like not as advertised.
No, it's awesome.
No,
I
I,
had a
meant
great-
I meant like Moorhead. Not
No,
not
no,
as
no. Yeah, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Virtually zero head is what they should call the
for Tom, it was virtually zero head university.
Yeah, no, I actually had a great time in Kentucky. It's one of those states, like I feel like a lot of the states that I go to where I'm like, God damn it, like we could go to such cool places and we're going here, and then you go there and you're like, this place fucking rips.
Yeah, I think I would have the same if I was ever in Kentucky. I'd have the same. I'd have the same sentiment.
Yeah.
I would enjoy. I would enjoy my time. Louisville, just that city alone. I'd probably end up looking at real estate.
So the state bird is the cardinal.
Pretty basic, but we get it.
Talking about basic, state flower, the goldenrod.
Yeah, that's just a weed.
Yeah, yeah,
A ton of people are allergic to that shit.
yeah.
Sneezy was in Snow White.
We just watched Snow White. That movie is it's
Goldenrod. Goldenrod.
That movie's fucked up, dude.
Ah, man.
Yeah, they're home to the oldest living dinosaur, Mitch McConnell. Hey,
Oh yeah, he is Kentucky.
hey, you gotta watch what you say. Some people complain because they're friends with stroke victims, and they don't want you talking about him. Yeah. So, yeah, Mitch McConnell. In a previous podcast that I hosted, that I'm not gonna name, we did a segment where Dan, do you remember when Burger King came out with the Whopperito?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So we tried the Whopperito when it came out.
Yeah, dude, I was one of your number one listeners. I remember everything.
Yeah. The Whopperito came out. We tried it, and when we unpackaged it, one of my co-hosts said that it looks like Mitch McConnell's neck. And it has made me laugh for like 10 years.
Dude, that's such an old Mitch McConnell reference too,
Yeah.
because like that was
Yeah.
old Mitch
Yeah,
McConnell,
yeah. That was pre like
and now he's ancient.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, he's just a shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's getting his just desserts, as some would say.
Oh man, and I mean with Kentucky, they did the cardinal as the state bird. State animals, just the gray squirrel. They're really just kind of phoning that one in.
God.
I mean, we It's okay, Kentucky. We've seen it a couple times already. You're not the first, so we're not going to bash you too hard on that. But
No,
do better. Do
the
better.
gray squirrel.
Do better.
It's like our state food is milk toast.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
Our state insect is the black ant.
the African American ant, Dan. Come on. It's
Yeah.
20,
Oh yeah.
20,
Well,
20.
hey, Kentucky was neutral during the Civil War, so
All right. So people first came to the land now known as Kentucky at least 14,000 years ago, possibly following mammoths.
yeah, the old coming across the old land bridge, migrating there thousands of years ago, becoming all the Native American tribes, and yeah, kind of where Kentucky kind of gets its name from, as
Yeah.
we were kind of reading this. So there's debate. There's
Yeah.
a lot of Native Americans trying to claim Kentucky as their own.
Yeah.
But,
Cherokee, the Shawnee,
The
the
last
Chickasaw,
the last group of people I would think that were trying to claim to Kentucky. White men
Yeah.
can have it.
Yeah, they got ran
Fire,
out.
water, burn.
Ran out pretty quickly.
Yeah.
1774 was when the first permanent white settlement was founded. Pioneers James Harrod and local legend
Local legend.
Daniel Boone
Yeah,
founded
big-
other settlements.
Big D.
Man, there really is a Pennsylvania connection. You
There
got
is,
Shawnee Indians, Daniel
Daniel-
Boone. Man, it really is Pennsylvania. For a while, the eastern section of present-day Kentucky was considered part of Virginia. They were literally West Virginia.
They were-
Quite literally West Virginia.
Do you think like because we didn't do West Virginia yet, did we?
No.
So
Their state beer is Everclear.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was gonna say I would remember that beer, but you gotta think like so. Kentucky goes, hey, we're just gonna be our own thing. We're gonna be called Kentucky, and Virginia's like, fine. And then you have this other group that's like, well, if you guys are gonna be a different state, we're gonna be West Virginia.
You guys are called Kentucky. We're wet. Left. No.
It's a toughie. It's a toughie, Tom. Get it out. Get it out.
Oh, where's Virginia? There it is. West
We're-
Virginia.
Yeah, we're a state.
When the Civil War broke out, Kentucky, much like Sweden, neutral.
Yeah,
Yet 140.
like Sweden. Where were those banks?
140. What's a bank? I got all my money in a mattress.
Ooh, the official bank of Kentucky.
Yeah, yet 140,000 of its citizens went to fight in the war. They don't say what side they fought for, but we have an idea. We have an idea.
We've got some. We've got assumptions, Nat Geo kids.
Yeah.
You don't need to go.
No. So why is it called Kentucky?
And now here's where everyone's trying to every native is trying to claim Kentucky.
Most experts think that the name Kentucky comes from a Native American language, but they don't agree on which one. It
Okay,
may have-
let's let the
Yeah.
crowd decide based on this, because after reading this, I went, well, it's obviously this one, because the other
Yeah,
ones don't
well-
even sound like it.
Well, all right. So who is your what Native American language do you think used this? Go ahead, guess. What's your favorite Native American language?
You know what, Tom? I was just saying based on these three right here. These
So,
three, because the
I
one
just lo-
name the first one. Just
right, so-
pronounce the first one.
It may have come from the Wyandot name for the area, Katentate. Katentate.
They could be living in Louisville, Kentucky right now.
Yeah, that was somebody.
Louisville,
with a,
Kentucky.
that was somebody with a cow tongue. Katentate. Which can be roughly.
That's how I'm going to
translated-
pronounce Kentucky after one more shot of bourbon.
which can roughly be translated to incorrectly the land of tomorrow. Whew, boy, were they off. It's also possible it comes from the Shawnee name for the area, Kentucky.
Getting closer, Shawnee.
There we go. Which means at the head of the river. Sure.
Makes
We're
sense.
getting closer.
We're
The
getting
Wyandotte, way off.
Way
They were
off.
way off.
Wyandotte, sit down.
The Kantata, land that means a very far in the future. Or it may have been derived from the Iroquois or Mohawk word Kentucky, meaning among the meadows.
I think we got a winner here.
Yeah,
It's literally one letter off. It's Kentucky with an E at the end.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's pronounced phonetically right there. It's phonetically Kentucky.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, the Iroquois were a little bit ahead of their time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no debate here, Nat Geo kids. I feel like you just needed to fill a paragraph.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, Kentucky is we'll get in. I'll save this for the end of the episode when we talk about why it sucks and why it doesn't.
Yeah.
But we do have Daniel, as we do on almost every episode, we got a cryptid.
We do. And I did not look at this at all.
I have not either.
Gregory started going into it, and I plugged my ears at the bar. And I went, la, 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 I can't hear you.
Yeah. So here's the thing is, I like doing this. I like doing a raw reaction to it.
I do too. Exactly. I need to know a raw reaction to it. Is this coming through?
What's up?
What's the orientation on this? Is it full screen layout or something? Like, it looks like it's cut off. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
There we go.
All right. Just want to make sure I wasn't cut off.
So here's the Cryptid Minute. This is brought to you by Stabby Pod.
The Stabby Podcast at Stabby Pod on Instagram.
Yeah. If you haven't checked them out, they are. I'm not caught up. Last I checked, they were dead.
Yeah, I just listened to this week's. Check it out for Rotor.
Yeah.
I might watch that tonight. Honestly, the episode was hilarious. It's Terminator, it's RoboCop, it sounds awful, and I can't wait to watch it.
I will say, what was it?
Jason X, is that the one?
Yeah, no. Jason X was the last one I was on, and Greg had one of the funniest lines. I've been thinking about it nonstop.
Is that with the predicted 9/11 one?
Oh no, Osama bin Laden stole his idea from
Jason X.
And it's made me laugh. I think about it at least once a day.
It's just like him, like sitting up in bed with like with like glasses on, reading a book, and he's watching Jason X, and he just like looks up.
Oh, I should do that.
He just looks up, and it's like that face you make when like an idea hits.
Yeah,
it literally hits.
A real revelation.
Yeah, this idea just hit me.
Yeah, we go check out Stabby Pod. Doing some great stuff in the horror genre. But yeah, let's get into it. Kentucky. Have high hopes.
In the heart of western Kentucky lies the mysterious region known as the Land Between the Lakes. Legends say that deep within these forests, a terrifying creature roams, the beast of the Land Between the Lakes. Eyewitnesses.
Well, there we are.
There we are.
Very creative name.
You know what? I gotta say, just from the picture, we're back, baby. We're back.
Yeah, I mean, this has been this is a big step up from a lot of the recent ones.
Yeah, we had a mountain goat with clubfoot last time we checked in Vermont. So
yeah, we had a cum pig from Pennsylvania.
Yeah, we had a crying, sad, shaved hamster.
Yeah. We've had a stray cat.
A stray cat.
Yeah. This is we're
We're
if this
we're
is-
back, baby.
Yeah.
This is cryptid territory now.
We'll see. I'm sure this will all go downhill.
Says describe it as a massive wolf-like creature standing over 7 feet tall with
That looks like it. That looks like anybody trying to do like a 5-minute set on an open mic night. Huh?
Eh?
Huh?
Eh?
Just
You mean
holding
like
the skull.
you mean the loser of our podcast, Fantasy Football?
Yeah, is that what we're doing? We're doing open mic night.
I think a 5-minute set would be the worst punishment ever.
That
but
would probably.
we
be-
all didn't agree to it though at the beginning of the
we do have to discuss this.
Yes.
But yeah, this drawing much less intimidating than the last.
Yeah, this is fifth grader. This is little Terry Smith from Louisville Elementary.
What I don't like is the fan fiction abs that we're getting here.
Yeah, look at that. That's a sexy werewolf.
Yeah, it's pretty damn sexy.
piercing yellow eyes and powerful clawed hands like a human's. Some say it's a werewolf, others a dogman or skinwalker from Native American lore. Stories of the beast have haunted locals for decades. Campers report hearing its blood-curdling howls echoing through the trees. Others claim they've seen it stalking them from the shadows. One chilling tale even tells of a family found savagely murdered in the 80s, with claw marks left behind on the ground and a young girl's body completely gutted hanging from a nearby tree. Fact or fiction, the beast of the land between the lakes endures as one of the most terrifying mysteries in American folklore. So if you're ever camping there, be careful and be drunk, because some say the beast is still watching.
Damn, I got a little,
Man,
I got a little
yeah.
goose. I got some goosebumps, man.
Yeah, that one was the. And you know what? I think as we go deeper into the flyover states, I think the cryptid is going to be more serious like this. Like this was
Yeah.
we got zero snark from zero cryptid snark from Greg. here.
Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, he was like, just make sure you're drunk because you're gonna die. That's all it's basically that was Stabby's send off. He's like, yeah, this thing sucks. So good luck.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta say that it's the Appalachian Mountains too, man. Like
Yeah.
they are ripe with cryptids. Yeah, we're gonna talk West Virginia eventually, and I mean,
next state is Tennessee. So
Yeah,
we're
like-
right there. We're traveling down Appalachia.
yeah, I mean, we're gonna have some scary boys.
Yeah, I would
I mean,
imagine Tennessee
this one
is
here,
gonna
I
be-
was like, whew, getting little shivers up my spine there, man. I was clutching my pearls for a second.
Yeah, I kept waiting for the Greg little joke in there, but that was very serious.
That was very.
Now I'm scared.
I know. I'm in my basement with the lights off, and I got 2 flights of stairs to get back to my bed. I'm gonna run. I'm gonna turn the lights off and run.
Oh, are you going to do all four on going up the stairs on hands and feet?
Oh, I haven't done that in a while, man. I don't know. I might.
That's how you get up the fastest.
Oh, dude. Yeah, I mean, it could potentially be that, man.
Oh, but yeah, go check him out. Stabby Pod.
Yeah, he's gonna have his Greg's Cryptid Corner on their Patreon soon. So guys, give them a follow for that when that happens. Greg's gonna be basically doing little campfire tales about cryptids with his other hosts, and kind of basically I guess they're gonna debate the cryptids, or why are they cryptids. It's kind of like what we did with old Clubfoot Goat and the crying ball sack, where we're
Yeah.
just the crying scrotum and Clubfoot Goat.
So what
they're
you're-
not all winners.
What you're saying is, some seasoned veterans for their Patreon.
Yeah, if they wanna get a couple of our drunk friends on that Patreon.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, That was the actually the most cryptid that we've had so far.
Yeah, we went full cryptid.
Yeah. Some people say you never go full cryptid, but
Yeah,
here we are.
oof, Kentucky. I'm gonna say Kentucky full cryptid.
I thought he was just going to do some guy on like playing a banjo in a rocking chair.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like honestly, I thought it was gonna be the Louisville gravy worm.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Louisville Slugger, and it's just like some like slug. Yeah. And
The
there-
Louisville bat fucker.
Yeah,
some
there-
guy walks around shit with a Louisville Slugger shape of his
Yeah,
ass.
some cat joke again. Like what?
Yeah,
But yeah, so that was it. I mean, that's Kentucky, guys. I mean, that's what we got. We're why does it suck, Dan? Does it suck?
honestly, I mean, Kentucky is very rural, but I feel like
Very rural.
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 Honestly, it's the most Pennsylvania state we've done so far. Hear me out on this.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead,
I feel-
Dan. Cook,
I feel-
cook on
I
this one.
Hear me out. Pretty basic on the state animal. White-tailed deer over here, gray squirrel over there.
Yeah.
We get it, Kentucky. If you look at their flag, they got that blue and yellow going. Very, very similar to ours.
Yeah.
Quite a a torrid history with the Civil War. You know, we had the Mason-Dixon line in our state,
Yeah.
and they were quote neutral. Honestly, and Louisville, just looking at the brewery against the grain, I mean, it looks like some place I would hang out in Philadelphia. It's got a very blue collar looking, like, hey, you know, very industrial, but we have fun kind of vibe to it. Like very old. It's a very old city, and you don't
Mhm.
get a lot of that with like states as you go further west. So this will probably, as we start going over to flyover states, we're going to see a lot of more modern buildings and things like that. But it was cool kind of seeing Kentucky, and obviously bourbon rules.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised. I was ready for Kentucky to stink. Kind of doesn't. I mean, really boat raced Georgia for sure. Beer wise for sure, against the grain rules.
Yeah, Georgia can suck it. It's still my least favorite state.
Yeah, like Dan said, like the brewery seems like a place we'd hang out. I mean, being part of the Bourbon Belt, it honestly, like if you drive through it, it's a beautiful state.
I bet. I mean, it just, yeah, dude. I can't really find anything that sucks about it. Even the cryptid scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, the cryptid was yeah, I'm like I gotta go down to my basement to change laundry, and I'm kind of dreading that now.
Ah, shit. I still gotta do laundry too, man.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky kind of rules.
All right, Kentucky. Yeah, seal of approval. Against the grain, amazing. We need to have them on.
There you go, Kentucky. Yeah,
Should we come up with an award when they rule? Can we call it like the Kevin James Award for spectacular?
Oh my god.
The Kevin James Award.
Yeah. This is why we are the best idea men in the business.
We should we have AI links. We should see if we can get AI artwork for the Kevin James Award.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just pop it up.
Yeah, the Kevin James Award for spectacular accomplishments.
I would say yeah, I was gonna what was he say? God bless our troops and
God bless our troops. God bless America, and ladies and gentlemen, start your engines.
yeah, call it the Kevin James Start Your Engines Award for
Oh my god, yes. Yes, spectacular statehood.
for spectacular statehood. Yes, yes, Kentucky. We we bequeath this award to you.
Well, that is
I just wanted to use bequeath so bad.
but I bequeath this to you. Yeah, this is the and I think that's the name of the episode. I mean, I hate to do names that happen at the end of the episode, but I think the name of the episode should be Kentucky, the Kevin James Award for what was it? The Kevin James Award for
Spectacular statehood.
the Kevin James Start Your Engine.
Start Your Engines Award for
Award
spectacular
for
statehood.
Yeah, there it is. Man,
AI's gonna shut down when we try and get that
Yeah.
in. You're like this. The what? Does not compute. Does not compute.
all
I
we have
don't know
to
why
do
I
is
think
take the-
AI is the robot from from Lost in Space, but
yeah. Will Robinson. What the hell was the robot's name?
oh, I forget. But it was robot.
Will Robinson?
It was just robot.
Was it?
Yeah.
God damn. Wow. All right. Well, I mean, we can just use the Kevin James meat.
Yeah. Could just do that.
We'll see what AI comes up with. We have new AI tools thanks to Stabby Pod. All right, everybody. Well, thank you for sticking around. Those who stuck around throughout the stream. Thank you guys for listening week in and week out. This has been our venture into Kentucky. This is episode 238.
We out.
Oh my god, I reek of Citra. I'm still
Just all over you.
oh my god, it's still very wet. Dan, it's very wet.
A wet citron night is everything that
That's what
it's everything that Ryan hopes for.
it was a very wet Citra week for you, Dan. For your fantasy team.
Ooh, it was. Yeah, I got farked hard.
You got farked hard. Man, yeah, Matt, poor Matt.
Hey,
Joe
he's just-
Mixon, 71 yards, 2 touchdowns, 23 and 23.8 points in the first half. And he's still nowhere close to winning.
Ugh.
He didn't have a bad week. Just
Yeah. I took some losses. I took some risks. Well, not in this one. I was gonna say Terry McLaurin really stunk it up for me. I don't know why I left him in my flex. Usually, as a for superstition purposes, I never play anybody who plays against the Eagles, and I left him in there, and it bit me in the ass.
did you lose against both teams? Or in both leagues?
I did. I lost in both for that. Debo Samuel throwing up a dud with only 6 points killed me in this league. Tony Pollard also only throwing up 4.9 in my flex. I had some bench regret. Austin Eckler, who could have predicted that? And
Yeah.
I ripped Shakir out and put Pollard in.
Yeah, you know what, Dan? In my secondary league, I also shifted Shakir with Pollard. I also forgot to take TJ Hawkinson out because Brock Bowers had a bye last week, and I forgot to put him back in, and he put up 31.3 points as a tight end, Dan.
Yep. And Hawkinson put up a nice 3.3. It was beautiful.
Yeah. Brock Bowers, 13 catches, 126 yards, and a touchdown. But
Whew.
I still won. I won in both leagues. I had the opposite. I had a bizarro week of you.
Yeah, you had some low scores, but you had people going lower.
Yeah.
Jake Elliott missing field goals killed me. Missing extra points also killing me. Yeah, I mean that one goes out to Stabby Pod. He was like, "Hey, I'm dropping Elliott. I'm thinking about picking up Boswell," and I'm like, "Hey, you should totally do that." And he picked up Boswell, and I immediately picked up because Jake Moody went out, and I'm like, "I'm going to take Elliott."
So you guys are colluding. You're colluding over there.
No, I told him to do it, and then I just grabbed it, and he goes, "Wait."
Oh, I see.
He
what
was
you're
like,
doing.
"Wait, you took
Yeah.
Elliot?" I was like, "Yeah, absolutely."
Uh,
No, it was more like me just playing devil's advocate against him.
this is a thing I was thinking about earlier today. I had a trade come across in my other league, and
Go
are
on.
you like me where any trade that comes in, I'm immediately like that gif of Fry from Futurama with the squinty eyes, like, what are you guys doing over here?
Yeah, so in my other league, one of our guys proposed just a crate. He wanted David Montgomery so bad.
Yeah.
But he was throwing garbage to me. I was pretty low in the league, in rankings. It doesn't look like I'm going to make the playoffs. I know he's making a run for it. He's killing it. And I was like, you know what, man? It's not looking good for me in the league. Why not? I was like, here you go. I was like, make me an offer. So he's like, I'll take David Montgomery and Dalton Kincaid off your hands
Mhm.
for, let me go to my man. Madison from Las Vegas, Alexander Madison, running back, and Trey McBride from
Yeah.
tight end. Trey McBride seemed good, put up
Yeah.
points for me that
Yeah.
week. Madison really just kept him on my bench because I have Eckler, and I was like, you know what,
Mhm.
Brian Robinson's not really getting anywhere. Eckler's actually doing pretty well, so I've been getting some points with him. Why not? And man, fucking David Montgomery throwing up 2 tutties this week here.
Mhm.
I mean, I have him in our league, and I'm not letting him go anytime soon. Because you don't know what you got till it's gone.
Yeah. Definitely like nail in your coffin. Like, you're not making the playoffs in that league.
Yeah, he looked at me, he goes, "Come on, man. You think you got?" I'm like, you're right. You're right. He wore me down.
He beat you into submission.
He did.
Oh man. All right. Dan, let's get out of here. Let us end our stream. Thank you guys for sticking around. We'll catch you next week.
Catch you next week.